Sunday Stroll, Season 2, Episode 9. And today's question of the week is, what is your favourite action movie? Now, the man with all the action is Old Man Shocks. Take it away.
Now, honourable mention to The Running Man, because, as we all know, it's my favourite film. Do you know what I mean? Not just action film, but my favourite film. But because I've already said it in another episode of Sunday Stroll, I'm going to dismiss it from this one. So yeah, I'm not going to say it as one of my answers, but, you know, honourable mention because it is my favourite action film of all time. But yeah, so I'm going to go for another Arnie film instead, another classic that I can never kind of resist watching whenever I see it on the TV listings, and that is Predator. Yeah, sci-fi and action in it. It's a sci-fi actioner, and yeah, it's just one of his classic all-time films. Again, so quotable, so kind of like genre defining. Do you know what I mean? Just one of those classic movies that you always kind of think of when you think of classic action movies. And yeah, I can just watch that film over and over again and never get bored of it. So yeah, my first choice is going to be Predator.
Now, how can you choose? There are so many incredible action films out there, and there's quite a few that I thought of, like Speed is a good one to start with. What a great film that is. But if I'm pushed, I love Terminator 2. I hope no one else says that, because I suppose it's a fairly obvious one, but it is just a great one. It really is a great film, one of Schwarzenegger's best in my opinion. I think it was better than the first as well, but yeah, just so good. Terminator 2 is amazing.
So my favourite action film of all time, there are so many, I'm a massive action fan, so but one of my favourite films of all times and one of my favourite action films of all times have to be Rocky 4. Such a great film, fights are brilliant, the montages, the training montages, out of this world. Obviously you get the death of Apollo, which is kind of sad, maybe not as sad as Mickey and Free, but kind of sad. And but wow, what a film. I saw that at the cinema, and at the end, looking back on it, it's a bit sad, but everybody was on their feet clapping for Rocky at the end. Such a great one.
And I think action movies for me were really back in the 90s, early late, mid, I don't know, 90s anyway. So the two choices I'm going to choose are, sorry, fell down a hole there. Threw me off a bit. Terminator 2 was the first one. Classic Arnold Schwarzenegger movie, and I'm sure everyone's seen it. Robot sent from the future to save mankind, to save the leader of the human rebellion army, John Connor. But yeah, just classic Arnie movie, and it improved on the first one, which a lot of sequels don't do, and it's just really iconic, and the effects are really good, and watching it today it still stands up. So that's my first one.
Now for my second pick, I'm going to go with a film that stars the muscles from Brussels, Jean-Claude Van Damme, and that film is none other than Hard Target. John Woo in the director's seat. Yeah, if you don't know who John Woo is, he's kind of like a legend in Asian cinema. You know, he did films like Hard Boiled. Actually, that's probably a better film than Hard Target. Why aren't I picking that one? Oh well, Hard Target it is. Yeah, so I think this was like his Western kind of film debut, and yeah, Jean-Claude Van Damme, like I say, it's got all the John Woo tropes in there. So you know, it's got like dual wielding pistol battles and epic gunfights, slow motion, and of course the doves. Yeah. The film is basically rich people hunting poor people for money. They get given a belt of money if they get to a certain place, a certain destination. They get to keep the money, but of course it's totally unfair. They never make it because they've got a bunch of people with machine guns and motorbikes and stuff hunting down. So yeah, they never make it. A girl's father goes missing. JCVD to the rescue. They do some investigating, of course. They do too much meddling, so they decide to do one last hunt, and that last hunt is going to be Jean-Claude Van Damme himself. But of course he's not just any target, he's a hard target, because if you go after Jean-Claude Van Damme, yeah, it's not long before you're going to get round-assed in the face, which he does. Yeah, 3 times in quick succession, shot from different angles. Classic John Woo, innit? So yeah, if you've not seen Hard Target, go watch it. It's a classic action film from the 90s and one of my favourites.
And just quickly, if I can just slot one more in there, is a Japanese film actually it's an older film now, but I love it. And a lot of games nowadays are actually using that concept in their games, and that's Battle Royale. Again, the concept being you're on an island and there's so many of them and they have to kill each other and only one person's allowed to survive, and whoever that is, they get to walk off the island sort of thing. So I just loved it. It was brutal, and when I first watched it I was a kid, so it was quite a young age to be watching it, but I loved it. And now things like PUBG, PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds and Fortnite are using that concept, which is cool. It seems to be working, but the original film that used it, Battle Royale, I just love it. There's also a sequel as well. But yeah, it was actually on one of the movie channels again the other month, and I watched it with my brother and we loved it all over again because we watched it first time when we were really young. But yeah, Battle Royale is a great film as well. So if you've seen that, let me know what you think, because it is a great film. So yeah, that would be my choices: Terminator 2 and Battle Royale.
So my second favourite action film is another Stallone film, and it is First Blood. Again, really nice story, nice in a way of sort of not so nice. Obviously, the Vietnam War and all that messed all the Americans' heads up, and yeah, but great action film, great acting, cemented Stallone as like a proper action movie star. Yeah, First Blood, Rambo.
Second one is Aliens. Again, another really iconic action movie. Was that early 90s? I think it might have been. But it's another one which really improved on the series. Alien, really classic, brilliant film, but Aliens just sort of ramped it up about 1000%. Instead of one alien terrorising a ship, it had hundreds of them, all going after the main character Ripley, and she was accompanied by a load of Space Marines. I just remember watching that and just thinking it was amazing. Probably shouldn't have been watching it, probably too young. But they also had like a special edition version of it where they added in extra scenes, and I remember me and my friends getting really excited about watching that. So yeah, classic Aliens. If you haven't seen the series 1, 2 and 3, really good. After that it gets a bit poo, but yeah. So there we go, that's our answers. Hope you liked them. If you did, please leave a comment below. Maybe thumb up the video, that would be really good. And if you want to know any more information about the series or any of the people on it, then go over to our Facebook group, and we'll see you next Sunday. Thanks for watching. Cheers.